The concepts of time travel has always been fascinating us. So today I'm here with a very interesting topic of quantum mechanics called time dilation. As the word time dilation suggests, something like time is being dilated or what we call apparent lengthening of time. However, I will justify both these statements later in the video. So, according to Einstein's special theory of relativity, time intervals are too affected by relative motion as length and mass too. To understand how time dilation comes about, let us consider two light clocks, both of same kind. One is at rest in the laboratory frame on the Earth and one is inside a moving spacecraft, which is moving with the relative velocity v with respect to the ground. If an observer from laboratory is watching both these clocks, what does he find? Whether they tick at same rate or something else happens. Because ticking of the clock hand is directly related to time measured inside that very clock, right? So, let us first see the working of a light clock. As you can see in the animated part, a light pulse is reflected back and forth between two mirrors separated by some distance. Whenever light strikes the lower mirror, an electric signal is produced that marks the recording tape. Each mark corresponds to the tick of the ordinary clock, as you can see here in the animated part, right? So, functioning of a light clock at rest will be something like this. The distance between these two mirrors is simply d. Since the speed of light remain constant irrespective of the frame of references, so speed of light here will be c, that is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. And one-way distance travelled by this light between these two mirrors is d. So time required by the light to travel this one-way distance will simply be d by c. Now if in case of the moving frame of reference, this one-way distance is also d, then there will be no time differences between the two frame of references. But what if there is something else happen? Now see the working of a light clock when it is inside a moving frame. As you can see, the frame is moving with a relative velocity v and the distance between the two mirrors is d. But here, one-way distance travelled by light is not d. It is represented by the red dotted lines. I can calculate this length of red line by using the vector law of addition. The hypotenuse of this right angle triangle will give me the length of this one-way distance. I consider that time required by light to travel this one-way distance is t, then this distance will simply be ct. And this ct distance can be related to other distances by the relation ct square equal d square plus vt square. As the one-way distance in moving frame of reference is quite different than that of the frame which is at rest, so we reach to an important relation between the time intervals, and that is t is equals to t1 upon square root of 1 minus v square by c square, where t is the time interval on the clock in motion relative to observer and t1 is the time interval on the clock at rest relative to the observer. And because the denominator is always going to be less than 1, as velocity of spacecraft will always be less than the speed of light. So t will always be greater than t1. That means time interval on the clock in motion will always be greater than the time interval on the clock which is at rest. And that was from where we have started, right? We got our answer that time gets dilated in a moving frame of reference, or what I was calling apparent lengthening of time. And I got the answer of initially asked question that the clock which is in relative motion frame of reference ticks more slowly as compared to the one which is at rest, right? And that's how time dilation comes about and what we mean by time dilation. And using this time dilation concept, the concept of twin paradox come. Or you may consider a special case when velocity of the spacecraft become exactly equal to the speed of light. At that time, the passes of time and hence the process of aging will stop altogether. Wow, that's the beauty of quantum mechanics, right? So I can explain this twin paradox in further videos. If you like the video, please subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching. Leave your comments in the comment section. Thank you very much.